Hey friends, I'm Jeremy Watson. I'm a group product manager here at GitLab. I'm here today to talk a little bit about what's ahead for the managed stage in 13.3, which is releasing August 22nd, 2020. I'm here sharing my screen, and I wanted to point out that we'll only be talking about analytics and import today. Melissa and Matt on access and compliance respectively have already recorded some great videos talking about what's ahead for those groups in 13.3, so please check those videos out if you haven't. So, talking a little bit about what's ahead for analytics. So here at GitLab, we track a number of KPIs that are available in our public handbook, and you can see one of those here. We actually use these charts and track them and create them in Sisense, which is a third-party product, and you can see we embed those dashboards here. One of the goals that we'd like to be able to do is be able to effectively measure throughput in our product, so we can start dogfooding some of these analytics directly in GitLab. And that is kind of what we're excited to kind of center our efforts in 13.3 around this concept and this new feature that we're calling merge request analytics. And really, this is all about how we measure throughput. So throughput is really this measure of productivity commonly used across many different companies and teams around how quickly are you actually able to merge code into your code base. Throughput at GitLab is one of the primary ways that we measure engineering productivity. And we're excited to kind of add this directly into the product. So our current plan for 13.3 is to add a group level merge request analytics page, which is directly accessible in the analytics menu view for GitLab Premium and GitLab Silver. And you can see here that the first page is going to be around average throughput, where you can see the number of merge requests merged by month over time. And also we'll show a data table and a filter bar so that you're able to actually filter down by label, by project, specific areas within that group that you'd like to kind of understand a little bit better. So that's really the kind of the goal for analytics in 13.3. So we'll start with by prioritizing the chart that I mentioned, which we'll fix originally to a 12-month period, so you can see the number of merge requests closed and merged kind of over time. We'll also make sure that we add a filter bar, which allows some powerful filtering capabilities by projects, assignees, and we're investigating also adding branches as well, so that you won't just be able to default to master only, but you'll actually be able to see other branches as well. So powerful filtering is also something that we see as really important for this feature. And we'll also be able to show like deep a data table, so you can really understand individual merge requests, how much time they took to merge, what milestone they were in, and a ton of metadata on exactly what happened with that merge request. So if a merge request took a particularly long time to merge, you'll be able to sort by it, see how long that took, and identify kind of some of the reasons why that may have happened, so your team can kind of improve in future milestones. A stretch goal that we'd like to kind of consider also is actually being able to directly embed some of these throughput charts in the handbook. You know, our goal here at GitLab is to focus really heavily on dogfooding. And going back to this page, we would love to be able to take a chart that's actually in our product and slowly start to replace some of the charts that we're currently leaning on other tools for. And I think that a stretch goal that we'll set for ourselves, although we may not get to it in 13.3, is really accomplishing that by replacing at least our throughput chart with a chart that is directly tied to real life data in our product. So that's really what I'm really excited about for the analytics group. And I'll turn my attention kind of over to the import side as well. And on import, I think that right now the focus is going to be around removing legacy code from our GitHub importer. From a strategic perspective, GitHub tends to be a competitor that we tend to focus on. And we want to make sure that we have a great, scalable experience when you're importing and exporting projects from GitHub. And so while there's not going to be any major user-facing changes for this, the team's going to be hard at work replacing any occurrences of this legacy code in our code base. This is going to unblock some other great improvements that we're currently planning on. And more importantly, it's going to ensure that our GitHub importer performs well, especially at scale, especially for customers and users that are importing hundreds, if not thousands, of projects over from GitHub. We want to make sure that that experience is great, performant, and failure tolerant. The issues that I'm excited about this unblocking are going to be a better experience in terms of how we present projects, especially when you're trying to do a bulk import for a large number of repositories. And we're also going to introduce pagination in a future iteration. You probably most likely using infinite scroll. So while removing legacy code from our importer is something that I'm personally excited about, we may not see any user-facing changes until future iterations, although the team is working hard on to get there. So that's all. That's ahead for analytics and import in 13.3. Really excited about this release as always. Please check out Access and Compliance's videos because we do have a lot of great improvements planned for 13.3. Thank you so much. Great to see y'all. Cheers.